Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chopped. I'm your host, Ben Coffey. I'm the training manager for HydroPoint Data Systems, and today we'll be turning the Smart Water Wednesdays webinar into a game show we call Dropped, the WeatherTrack Tournament of Champions. This tournament is brought to you by HydroPoint and will feature the comedic skills of Brady Pitcher from Sprinkler Supply. Brady will be my co-host through all of this in every episode. And our intent is to keep it light and to keep it fun and to make sure that everyone is still learning a little bit about WeatherTrack. So as I bring Brady on, Brady has been a friend of mine for many years, has been a guest host on the show, and as you'll learn soon, plays a mean slide whistle. Brady Pitcher.
Play a mean slide whistle. I'd rather play a mean pinball is what I'd rather play, but you know, who knows?
There you go.
It won't fit on the screen this morning.
I do want to start us off with a joke, and some may have already heard this one, but it's a good one, so I think it bears repeating. A woman has twins and gives them up for adoption. One of them goes to a family in Egypt and is named Amal. The other one goes to a family in Spain. They name him Juan. Years later, Juan sends a picture of himself to his birth mother. Upon receiving the picture, she tells her husband that she wishes she had also had a picture of Amal. Her husband responds, "They're twins. If you've seen one, you've seen them all."
Amal, you've seen Amal.
Yeah.
Do the slide whistle.
I hope you didn't stay up really late for that.
Brady, we just dropped you for that joke. All right.
Well, that wasn't hard.
That wasn't hard. It was that easy to get out of this the whole time. All right. So, Brady, thank you. We are going to keep moving forward. So, as you may have seen, we have an elite group of distributors participating in today's game of Chopped. So, all of these guys have been at the distributor events for as long as we've been having them. And so they are part of the WeatherTrack family that we are so excited to have you here and so excited to have you participating. Thank you so much. Brady, we're going to talk a little bit about the game. We're going to get moving, right? Just as a reminder, Dropped is a game show that will have 4 contestants to start, 3 eliminations for 1 champion. The way we eliminate guests or contestants is we take them through WeatherTrack trivia. So the first round will be a system test where we talk about how to navigate through one of the WeatherTrack systems. The second round is a feature test. And then the third round, for just the final 2, will be a speed test where we go head to head and see who can find a bit of information faster. So, and these guys are playing for prizes. We call this the Great WeatherTrack Swag Giveaway because in round 1, everyone gets the prize, right? For every round you participate in, you get the prize. In round 1, that's the WeatherTrack Literature Swag Pack. We've made an awesome little notebook of all the different WeatherTrack art, the Flow Solutions Guide, the Optiflow Solutions Guide, all the high-res tech sheets and all of that. So, and all the way through, every round you'll get a prize up until we only have 1 contestant left in this game. They will be the champion and they will get the WeatherTrack Dropped sweatshirt, a customized hoodie that designates them the water management champion, as well as the champion of this round moves on to the, championship round. And in the championship round, the prizes get better. And the questions get harder. And if you survive to the end, you get the big customized WeatherTrack Yeti chest cooler. So that is what the champion takes home. Not only the chest cooler, but every prize from every level through the round robin and the championship all the way to the end. So lots of prizes to pour on to the champion of the tournament. All right. So with that said, Brady, let's get to the introductions.
Let's introduce our people. We got some great people.
Let's talk to our people. We've got again, great contestants from distributors around the country. What I like to highlight about these guys is while WeatherTrack is strongest in California, where the water needs are greatest, it is a nationwide water management pursuit. So we see guys from every state in the union doing it, and our distributors are no different, right? In this round, we'll have Washington, Tennessee, California, and Utah represented. Starting out with our friend from Tennessee, Andy Clarkson. Andy Clarkson has been a friend of mine. We went and visited downtown Nashville together and saw the live music. And he joined me on mobile mapping, where we talked about how to place pins in the map and the strategic advantage of using the mobile device, the map in the mobile device, to navigate and find everything on your site. Andy Clarkson.
Being coffee.
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Doing? Y'all good?
We're good. I was looking through, I was Facebook stalking you, just so you know, to get ready. Turns out you've been with the Smith Turf Company now for 23 years. Is that true?
Slightly, yes, that is true. Yes.
Slightly?
Oh, man.
You started that when you were like 8, right?
Close to it, correct.
So how are things in Tennessee?
Things are good. It's a nice warm day today. We got a little rain moving in tomorrow, gonna cool things off, but busy just like everybody else in the nationwide, and just, dealing with everyday, supply issues here and there from just trying to take care of customers. But it's all good.
And some of those customers have been guests on our show.
Yes.
I can't name them all off the top of my head, but I know that you are involved with the Vanderbilt project,
Yes.
and they've been on, and a number of your contractors and customers have been on the show as well. So
Correct. Exactly. Yes, sir.
you are spreading the love, and I just want to appreciate you for that.
Well, hey, we appreciate you guys.
Andy, I will be right back. We will continue with the introductions. I will be there in 2 seconds. All right. We'll get the game started after I check in with my friend, Bryan Cassagneres. Bryan joined me for the water management enhancement projects, where we talk about the path of the water manager, how smart control is an awesome part of the puzzle, but Bryan provided a lot of suggestions on different ways to save water and different things that water managers look at after the WeatherTrack installation to kind of help us save more water and manage water more tightly. Bryan, welcome to the show.
Morning,
Howdy, Bryan.
Morning, Ben and Brady, as always.
Morning, welcome. Good to have you. Thank you for your attendance and your participation. I know it was kind of last minute, but I really appreciate you making time to join us and to lend us your talents and skills for today's game.
Happy to be here.
Hey, tell me about, what is that pin on your
button
jacket right there? Yeah, what is that?
I'm going to run for president. No, SiteOne is a associate resource group at SiteOne. So it's just, I'm a part of that, although I'm not a veteran. My dad was and served in the Army in Korea, but it's just a way for SiteOne to acknowledge and support veteran activities in the marketplace and throughout our company.
I love that. That's awesome. And if you're watching and you're a veteran, thank you for your service. And Bryan, thank you for supporting us, supporting them, and bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
Bryan, we're going to be right back. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and we are going to finish up these introductions. 2 more. Next, we want to talk about our friend, Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson and I have been through the trenches together. Joe is a great water manager. I have to believe that Joe has touched more WeatherTrack controllers that have been installed, done more controller programming than anyone I can name. He is not only a WeatherTrack salesman, but an amazing WeatherTrack user. And that is what makes him a dangerous guest on this show.
It definitely does. And I want to just butt in here for a second, if you don't mind.
Please.
Joe's been a longtime friend of mine. I mean, obviously we both work for the same company, and Joe's not only a great WeatherTrack and WeatherTrack user, salesman, but he's also just a really, really good person. And I appreciate him. So thank you, Joe.
You guys are both very kind. Thank you. There might be some background noise where I'm at. I'm kind of hiding in a branch right now upstairs, taking a quick break to do this. This is wonderful. And yeah, I have a lot of experience with WeatherTrack. We have great success in our market, and pretty simple when the product does what it's supposed to. So it's good having that as an offering for our customers to help them solve their irrigation management problems.
And Joe, just one more minute of bragging. When you and I were talking last, we were speculating as to how many gallons of water your WeatherTrack projects save the Utah water supply every year. Can you remember what we guessed?
A lot. I don't remember the specific number.
It was in the
billions.
billions.
Calculation into Olympic swimming pools, like everyone likes to use for whatever reason. But yeah, it was billion. I think it was billions, wasn't it? From what we
billions of gallons a year through just your WeatherTrack customers, through just the water management pursuits. So it's making a huge difference in Utah, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate all your efforts.
You bet. Thank you.
And we will be right back. We got one more intro to go. We'll talk to my friend Scott Smallen, who I lovingly call the Raider fan. If you've seen the Bronco gear, you know what I'm talking about. But we've got the
I gotta
Raider
say,
fan
the bracket I'm in, this bracket is so strong that I feel like I'm such an underdog, a severe underdog. I'm the Denver Broncos of this bracket, without doubt.
You're the Denver Broncos? Are we going to see Teddy Bridgewater come out and fumble
I may
the ball?
get a concussion. I may get a concussion after the first round.
I love it. Scott, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm happy to be with you, excited, and so much fun seeing all of these people I haven't seen in a while. So it's good to be together again.
Yeah, COVID has kept us apart. Brady, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I was just going to say it honestly is really good to see everyone. And Scott, I haven't seen you in quite a while, and even seeing you digitally is fantastic right now. So
yeah, it's been a nice little silver lining to this is getting to see everybody.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing. And Scott, just so you know, I'm not going to brag, but I usually think of you and Gachina together. You're in the same territory. And if you didn't watch last week, Chad Sutton was our champion. So I'm rooting for you so we can see you and Chad showdown in the championship. It will be.
Well, congratulations to Chad. He represented Northern California well. So we'll see what happens, but I've got a tough row to hoe.
Absolutely. You're in a tough category to begin with, but I have every faith in you. Thank you, Scott. We're going to go ahead and finish up with the intros. Brady, do you have anything else before we get this party started?
How about a quick joke?
Okay, I love a quick joke.
What do you call a Spaniard with a rubber toe?
A Spaniard with a rubber toe.
You call him Roberto. It's one of my favorites. I love that one.
Roberto.
Roberto.
Okay, I get it. It's funny. All right, I need to see some contestant faces, and we will be ready to start this game. Oh, there's Scott Smallen.
There's Scott. We're in. Okay.
Andy Clarkson.
Andy?
I
Bryan?
can tell that Andy's still saying Roberto in his mind. He's over and over. Roberto.
They were distracted by that fantastic joke and couldn't get their video on. That's what it was.
I get it. The Roberto is just a bullet you can't dodge. Like, that's awesome.
I'm gonna have a hard time getting that out of my mind.
All right, so we are on to the game. Enough with the intros. Let's play this dropped game. Again, we're going to start on round one is going to be the system test. We're going to be drilling you guys on how to find stuff in one of the WeatherTrack systems. In this case, we're going to be focused on weathertrack.net. So all of the questions will center around features or things that you can find in WeatherTrack Central or weathertrack.net. Round two, we're going to touch on reporting tools. So all the fun things that WeatherTrack can pull out of the history. And then our speed test will be WeatherTrack Mobile. So we're going to ask you to get your devices out and find the information we're looking for on your WeatherTrack mobile application. All right, so let us move on to our round 1 system test, the WeatherTrack Central. Just for joining us, you get the WeatherTrack Literature Swag Pack, the notebook of all the great Lance Elliott art, irrigation
a shrine
art.
to Lance Elliott.
The shrine to Lance Elliott, who was the winner of the test run. Just so you know, Lance was the champion of the test run. But we also want to extend this offer to anybody listening. Okay, so if you are the live audience listening to the webinar live today, the first one to put the correct answer to question 1 in the chat box will also win the WeatherTrack Literature Swag Pack. And if you're listening online, you're listening to the recorded version. When we produce the recording, we'll also put this test or put this as a test in our training platform called Learn Upon, or you can reach it at hydrapoint.learnupon.com. Take the test, and any perfect score gets you the WeatherTrack Literature Swag Pack. So thanks for playing along, and away we go. Everybody ready for question 1?
Ready or not?
Ready or not? Here it comes. Question 1. All right. WeatherTrack Central question 1. Which of the following cannot be found on the WeatherTrack homepage? So of all of these options, which can you not get to on weathertrack.com homepage? Ooh.
All right. I saw Joe and Scott in that order.
Okay.
What you got, Joe?
What cannot be found?
What cannot be found? X? A?
A, the customer service phone number is not correct.
Okay, Scott, what you
was
got?
Second.
B.
Yeah.
B.
Runtime
reports.
Scott, tell me where you find all that stuff. Can you see the?
Yeah, I know that there's not. I can't see runtime reports there. I can see everything else, but that was the one thing where I've got to dig a little bit deeper to get to that information.
Well, and what do you use most on the WeatherTrack homepage?
My main alerts. What am I just scrolling down a little bit, seeing what are the catastrophic alerts that I need to be paying attention to.
Love it. And then just so you know, over here on the sidebar, we have the customer service phone number, the 800 number, where you can always get bilingual customer support. Up at the top, we have the total number of controllers that you manage. And then in the controller status, we get an update of all of our offline controllers or the controllers that are not communicating. So that is how that breaks down. The only thing you can't see here is how many runtime minutes an individual controller has.
Question number 2.
On to question 2. Are you ready? So Scott Smallen in the lead with one question. Question 2. Which page is used to set up the WeatherTrack rain share feature? Is that A, the site map?
All right, I got Joe and then Brian. Is who? What do you have, Joe?
D, manage site.
D, manage site is the right answer.
That is the correct answer. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so the manage site page, great spot to keep track of notes for the site. You've got the description. Address is one thing that it's interesting that I've actually had a lot of customers have a site name, but when you have someone new coming in, they don't know where it is. So always reference them there to find out what the address is. And then the rain share part is awesome. I myself am not a big fan of rain sensors. And so just because it doesn't rain, there's not a lot of usable rainfall in Utah.
Yeah.
So having to have a rain sensor controlling a controller, especially if it fails and shuts things down, I like limiting that to one on a site. So I am a big fan of rain share.
Yep.
Yeah, so the rain share feature allows all of the weather tracks on one site to share one rain sensor. We go into the manage site page, identify which controller is listening to the rain sensor, and then when that one shuts off due to rain, it will shut off all of the controllers on site. Great way to save money, and to Joe's point, efficiently manage that site. So great feedback. Thank you, Joe. And we are at Scott has one, Joe has one, and we are on to question 3. All right. Weather Track Central. Question 3. Where do you change a station's station mode from automated by WeatherTrack to user no ET? Is that something you do on the smart irrigation page and then you go to the pro?
Oh, that was close. I saw Joe first and then Scott, but it was really close.
Yeah.
Go for it, Scott.
No, you go, Joe.
Is that A?
That says A. I see the A.
I see the A. A it is.
That is exactly right. Can you tell us why you would switch a station from auto mode to user mode, Joe?
Yes. If you're doing establishment or if you have new plants, I don't want to use automated because I'll probably kill them. So I'm going to have, if I have new flowers or new grass, I'm definitely going to want to water that heavy according to what the need is to establish that plant before I go back to automated to capture savings and better manage irrigation application after that.
Awesome. And can you tell me quickly why that would be valuable from the central, why you might want to do that from your office?
If I can do it from my office, if I'm working with the site manager and they drive by and they say, hey, it's looking great, let's switch it over. No one has to get out, go to the controller and mess with it. We can just do it remotely. Or better yet, let me do it from the mobile app.
Even better. This is
what I was
something
going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something you can do from the central, the mobile app, or at the controller in most cases, unless you have an Optiflow controller.
Even the managed controller page, you might be able to pull that off, Ben. So.
You might be able to pull that off, but that's not an option.
I know. You're getting tricky.
All right. So Joe has 2. He has caught his limit on round 1. So we are on to question 4. Ready or not, here it comes. On which page on WeatherTrack Central can you attach your water agency drought information? Is that on A, the budget manager?
Oh, I got Scott. Oh boy, and that was a close one between Bryan and Andy, but I saw Bryan next. So Scott, what do you have? A?
A.
Oh.
It is. Tell me about the compliance monitor.
Well, hold on. He guessed A.
D.
Oh,
I said D.
Oh, you said D. Okay, well, hold on, Bryan. What did you have?
Honesty is the best policy. I got A, so.
Okay, well, then it goes to Andy. What did you have, Andy? You had D.
Andy had D. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst host ever.
That's my job. Don't worry.
Andy Clarkson, you won as the answer was D.
And the crazy thing is, in Tennessee, we don't see what you guys see out west. So we don't use a whole lot of this at the moment, but it's moving. But at times we do see it. But yeah.
Right. So tell me a little bit about the compliance monitor.
Well, basically, basically as far as water, as far as water agencies restricting water, as far as a day time limit and how many gallons per minute you might be able to run throughout a week.
Absolutely. And on that tool, we also see the drought monitor, which tells us the condition of the drought, which is a compelling piece of the puzzle and often comes up. And the only place that you would put in the agency information is on that compliance monitor. You can put in budgets on those other pages, but it doesn't tie directly to your agency.
Right.
So thank you for playing. Andy Clarkson, 1 point. On to the next one. All right. It's question 5. Here we go. On which page would you find the station grouping tool? Station grouping? Anyone?
Are
you going to give the answers?
Is that something you find on the program page?
All right, I saw Bryan and then Scott is what I saw.
Okay, Bryan.
What you got, Bryan? A?
I got A. Can you see it?
That is not the answer, unfortunately.
Oh, Brady, is that a joke?
It's not.
I'm going to let Brady handle this. Clearly, I'm not qualified.
What do you have, Scott?
C, controllers page.
That is C, the controllers page. It is.
And this is one of my favorite things where you can group your stations together. You choose which controllers, then which stations across controllers you want to create a group of, and you could get all your turf stations across multiple controllers, and you can change those settings as if you were dealing with one station, but you're really changing
All the
could be a lot of stations at once. Really powerful tool.
Yep.
Yeah, efficient management, getting all those at once. Absolutely.
And to add to that, the reason why it's on the controllers page is because it can affect all the controllers. That's why in my mind it is on the controllers page.
Right. It goes beyond just what you would adjust on a single controller or on the program page, right?
Yep.
Because we're doing all of the controllers at once. And with the number of controllers that some guys manage, this can be a very, very valuable tool. Awesome.
So you want to hear a
Scott
tally?
Give me the tally.
So we've got Scott and Joe both with 2, Andy with 1, and Bryan unfortunately has not come up with 1 yet.
All right, Bryan. It's make it or break it time right now, Bryan.
Yep.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right, on to question 6. If Andy is the winner, we move on to the round 2. If not, we will have question 7. All right, question 6. On WeatherTrack Central, on the manage page, which advanced option would you use to change a controller to winterized? Is that A, the rain pause, B, the event pause?
Oh, that was close, but Bryan got it first.
Okay, gonna go for the win or a score here. D.
D, controller status is it.
Whew.
He forces a question 7.
Forces a showdown. I love it. Bryan, tell me about winterize.
You know, I like winterize. I see oftentimes guys have it in the off mode this time of the year, but what is wonderful about winterization is that it doesn't continue to add to the depletion on the site that the controller is managing. So in the springtime, it's not a catch-up game, and guys are wondering why their sites are suddenly flooded. So, yeah, that's
Perfect. Awesome, Brady. Anything to add before we move on to 7?
That was well said. Let's move on.
Well said. All right, here it is, the showdown. It is officially 2-2 to 1-1, and we are on our last question. So between Andy and Bryan, I'm getting an Amber Alert. I apologize.
Maybe that's a sign.
Maybe that's a sign. Here we go. Question 7. Which of the following could not be used to reset a station depletion? Now, I have to warn you, this one takes a lot of reading, so I'm going to go slow. Is it A, can you not reset a station depletion by going from smart irrigation to program to...
Hey, Bryan's got it up. Let's see if you get the right answer. What is your answer there, Bryan? I can't read it.
Should be D.
No.
No, that is not the
In
answer.
fact, station by station, reset depletion
All right.
on the manage page.
Andy, what do you have?
Man, and this is going to be a complete guess because I don't know if I've done this. Let's go with C. I don't know.
It's B.
A.
It is A.
It is A. So
Oh, we need
Here
another
we go.
question.
this is interesting because now I'm out of questions and
You broke the game.
I broke the game. Okay, one I did not anticipate, but I have a spare question in the next category. So for the tiebreaker, we're going to move on. Give me 2 seconds and I'll fix this.
That was the appropriate Amber Alert for what was about
Running out
to
of
happen.
paper.
We have a missing question is what we
That's a
have.
question. Broken game. Wait a minute. All right.
We're driving an
So,
old gray Chevy with gray hair.
so let me just warn you. Okay.
Gray Chevy with gray hair. I like it.
We have just switched out of the WeatherTrack Central test, and we're going to move to a question in round 2, which is focused on reporting. Okay, so this is, again, only between Andy and Bryan, and we are going to ask a super difficult question. I hope that we don't stump up.
What's the skew on an OXR H2O?
Jeez.
Let me pull my barcode up.
What's
All
the station
right, here we
capability of a
go.
2-wire?
Share this screen. Boom. Okay. So this is, you should see reporting tools number 6.
We got it. We got it, Ben. You're
We're
good.
going live.
All right. So reporting tools number 6. Ready, go. Oh, now I broke this part. Reporting tools number 6. Which report allows you to determine which stations irrigated and when on an Optiflow controller? Is that the A, Optiflow mainline usage report?
Brian got it up first. What do you have, Brian?
It would be A, the Optiflow mainline usage report.
Nailed
yes! Nailed it.
Pulling at Tampa Bay.
Talk to me about the mainline usage report.
So this, I use this report a lot whenever a customer calls me and says, hey, I can't quite figure out what's going on my site. I either got multiple zones running and I don't know why, which oftentimes you can answer without a report, but then you can drill down to other issues that may be showing up on the site that you need confirmation on.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the advantages of Optiflow is the minute-by-minute flow resolution that you can find in the reporting. So in this report, you see that blue line, that is the minute-based flow reading from this controller. And you can follow it all the way through the irrigation period. You can see what is running and when, and if alerts were created. This is a very, very comprehensive and helpful report. All right, now I stop share. Mr. Clarkson.
It's all good. It's okay. Don't look that way.
And Clarkson, I appreciate you, my friend. We love having you as a friend of HydroPoint and a friend of the show. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we move on?
I want to give a shout out to you and the HydroPoint team. I mean, you guys are on the forefront of doing so much stuff when it comes to training, just innovative products. So kudos to you guys, especially over the past 20 to 22 months when we really haven't been able to get out into the field. So it's all you guys. And it was good to see, everybody on the panel here. I'm ready to get back out there out west and see everybody.
Absolutely.
Excited to see you, Andy.
Yeah.
We can't wait till the next distributor event. Thank you so much. But Andy Clarkson, you have been dropped. All right. And that brings us to the next round. Ed Hodnett, there goes your guy. I gotta jump back to the right.
Yeah, let's not give away any questions now, Ben. That would not be good.
This is done before I
You got an extra one for this round?
Hopefully we don't need an next one from this round.
I have 2 extras for this round for just such circumstances. So we shouldn't need it. All right, there we go. Back to you, back to screen. Hopefully you're seeing reporting tools.
We got it.
So we are on to round 2. Congratulations, champions. You made it. Thank you so much for playing in round 1, and we are off. In the next category, we'll talk about reporting tools. Again, what I told the guys, this is generally found on weathertrack.net on the reports page, but not exclusively. So for participating in round 2, each of you will get the WeatherTrack charger. So if you've ever been out in the field all day with WeatherTrack Mobile, you know that the battery charger for your phone is a beautiful, beautiful thing to have handy. All right, Brady, anything before we start round 2?
Nope, we're ready to go. Let's do it.
Let's do this. All right, reporting tools. Question 1. Which report shows you how many stations on every controller is programmed in auto or user mode? Is that the A, multi-controller alert report? Is that the B, controller hardware report?
Joe has it up and Scott's in second. What do you have, Joe?
My controller inventory report.
That is the controller inventory report D.
It is the controller inventory report. Tell me all about it.
Well, I would love to run it more, but I've been locked out of it during business hours because I have too many controllers on my account. So,
Not everybody has 3,000 controllers, Joe. That's secret bragging. We see you going there.
Wow.
no, the control inventory report is awesome. I actually have a lot of account managers or owners that use this report to validate that their controllers are set appropriately without having to go into each controller and look at the station programming. So with this, it's a simple red, yellow, green. Green is all stations are in auto mode. Yellow means some stations are in auto mode, some are in user mode, and red is none of them are in auto mode. So the managers I work with love this report. Very, very helpful report.
Awesome. And it says everything I needed it to say. Brady, you got anything to add?
I call it the controller report card. Report is what I call it.
Controller report card. Yeah, I often push water managers, people who want to participate in the WeatherTrack project and provide oversight without touching anything, to this report, just because it shows them all the essential information. Great.
Yep.
Great answer, Joe. Thank you so much. Joe is at 1, and we are on to question 2. All right, reporting tools question 2. Which report can be used to report daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly evapotranspiration sites for a specific site? Is that the A, single controller runtime history?
All right, we have Joe with first, Scott second.
Single controller runtime history report.
That is the correct answer.
I love it. Tell me about the single time runtime history report.
So this is a great report. It's not going to give you really detailed information besides what it says in the name. For that controller, by day, week, month, year, or whatever specific dates, time ranges that you want, it is going to say what stations ran for how long according to the period that you broke out there. But what I use it for a lot is what you called out here, and is for the site specific ET rates. So I've got customers that say, hey, from April 15 to October 15, which is our irrigation season here, how much ET did we have? And then when they're seeing higher run times, they take the ET from the previous year, and then they use that to ET normalize. Hey, we had 12% higher ET this year, because I can run the report from last year and this year and gather that ET data for that specific site.
Well said, sir. The only thing I highlight is that this is generally, like Joe said, usually you're looking to this report for how much did this station run, or did this station run last night kind of information. But like Joe said, the weather information is hidden in there as well. Awesome sauce. So is that Brady?
Joe's at 2. So Joe is officially on pause for this round.
Joe has caught his limit. He went dark. Oh my gosh. How did he do that? It's like he planned to go dark.
Wow.
All right. For Bryan and Scott, then we are on to reporting tools number 3. Reporting tools number 3 is when it comes time to run report, which is not an option. So when we're talking about the reporting tools, how can I not get that report? A, subscribe to that report. And
that was close, but I saw Scott first, and then Bryan. Scott, what do you have?
D.
D, render in JPEG format. Yes.
I don't know what a JPEG is, so that was my.
It's an image.
I know I can do the other ones. JPEG. I have no idea.
I could see the buttons at the bottom. There's a get PDF, there's a get Excel, there's a subscribe.
There's a square peg, there's a round peg, and there's a JPEG.
And there's a JPEG. That is absolutely true. When we talk about WeatherTrack reports, we usually see them in PDF or Excel spreadsheet format coming from weathertrack.net. So you can capture that, as well as subscribe to any report and have it automatically generate and come to your inbox at the time of your choosing. So if you like a report, subscribe to it and see it in your inbox every Monday if you like.
Very helpful.
All right. I love it. And we go on to question 4. Which report displays who made which program setting change and when? Is that the controller hardware report? Is that the controller setting?
All right, Scott. I saw Scott first and Bryan close behind. What do you have, Scott?
B.
B is the correct answer.
We're down to a showdown on this one too. I love it. Scott, tell me about the controller settings change history report.
It's good for accountability when you have a lot of people that are working in a controller to see which settings were made by whom, and it helps you investigate sometimes changes that are inexplicable.
Yeah, one of our friends last week, or one of our contestants from last week, my friend Andrew Chase, calls it controller forensics, right? He likes to look through and see all of this information and who's been doing what and what mistakes have been made.
Or I lovingly call it the Neener report is what I call it.
Neener.
It was you. You were in the library with the camera.
Yeah, hand in the cookie jar.
The ET to auto.
Oh man, that's the worst feeling ever. I'm like, oh, I could just pull this controller settings change history report. We'll find out who made that report. Says here, Ben Coffey made it.
Oh yeah, I had a customer call me, Joe, someone made a bunch of changes on my controller, and I'm like, well, just pull the report. They call me back 5 minutes later. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, I did that.
Awesome.
Like Steve Urkel. Did I do that? All right. I love Brady. You got to give us the score. We got to build.
Okay, so we got Scott and Joe both have 2, and Bryan hasn't come up with one yet. Goose egg. Sorry, Bryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, you know what that means?
Yeah. I got my chair. I'm ready.
No, we gotta talk to you first. We gotta show Bryan the love and show Bryan the love for being at every distributor event all the way since we started doing these, the distributor summit. Bryan, as an aside, I stole Bryan's picture that you saw earlier from the time that he was skydiving with his daughter. Yep. And Bryan, do you have anything you want to say or anybody you want to give shout outs to before we call it quits?
No, I think my final word is exciting. I've been around Hydro Point for 15, 16 years, probably along with Joe. And it's just really been amazing to see the evolution of product and the ability to save time and save water. And that's what Hydro Point's all about. And you guys have really excelled at that.
That is great perspective from a longtime user. Bryan, thank you so much for participating, but you have been dropped.
Thanks, Bryan.
All right. Now we are on to the finals. And this is where it gets real because the winner of this round moves on to the championship and will join us on the champion episode on December 15th. So I'm so excited to see this. We jump right into it. All right. Whoop, push the wrong button. This is the share screen. Boom. Okay. Oh, there's some extra questions. We don't see All right, we are on to round 3, the speed test, which is today going. Oh man, today's actually going to be a WeatherTrack WeatherTrack mobile, not WeatherTrack.net race. So I messed up the slide, but today we are going to see our contestants logging into the app on their smart device and finding the information in the race as we go along. So the race is, I give you a very nerdy level detail of one of the controllers in the demo account that I've set up. And the first one to find it, write it down on their paper and ring in will win the point, and 2 points again for the championship will win it. So, if you're playing along online for the webinar guests today, again, the first question of this round, if you answer the first question of this round, you will receive a WeatherTrack hat. And thank you for playing along. So the chat box is open. First person to answer the question correctly will win a WeatherTrack hat. If you are playing along, you'll want to use the username dropped and the password dropped 2021. This will give you access to a demo account with just the sales demo controllers. And I'll give you just a second to log in.
You guys good to go?
You guys ready?
Both Joe and
Logged in?
Scott?
You got your device ready, Joe?
Nice.
Okay. I think that is, we're on. Oh, so I changed this one. I just put this slide in too many times. All right. So we are off to the WeatherTrack races. Question 1. All right. And in this round, it's a little bit different. It's all going to come up at once. So question and answer is all in one. So as soon as you see the words, the race is on. All right. So we are off. WeatherTrack race number 1. Please find me on the Wasatch Mountain State Park on the controller called Optiflow Demo Midway, Utah with serial number 98874. I want to see the duration of the rain pause.
Joe has got it. Joe has got it. What do you have?
118 minutes.
The duration of
He's right. It's what I asked. It's not what I was looking for. It has been on rain pause for 118 minutes. I was asking for how long is it set for?
Oh.
But he did answer it correctly, though, right?
He answered it correctly, so we're going to give it to him. But
okay.
Can you tell me how long that rain pause is, Joe?
How long the rain pause is? Yeah. The rain pause on that is until 10 p.m. on January 5th.
Which is how many days?
It does not tell me how many days on here.
Oh, it is 52 days. 52 days long. I set that this morning. Give me just 2 seconds. I want you to show me how you got there, but my demo timed out, so you can take 2 seconds. Brady? Oh, see, when I need you to fill time.
Well,
it's not
okay.
With a spit take.
I take a drink just as we fill time. Well, I do have a pun that we can throw in right here if you want it.
Okay.
2 hydrogen atoms meet. One says, I lost my electron. The other says, are you sure? The first replies, yeah, I'm positive.
I'm positive. Got it. Because it lost an electron, right?
See?
Science jokes.
Those that took chemistry will know why that's funny and probably still not laugh because it's dumb. But...
All right, boss, you are up. Brady, are you seeing my weather?
We are seeing it.
Okay.
We are seeing it.
Hey, scroll on down to Wasatch Mountain State Park.
Okay.
And go ahead and hit the right arrow, which is going to bring up the controllers. Once you're here, click on the Optiflow demo.
Left side.
On the left
Settings
side.
page.
And that's where I got the user rain pause minutes. But if you go up to pause in the middle of the options and click on it, that's when it tells you when it will resume. It doesn't tell me how many days it's paused for. It just tells me when it resumes. And this feature was added a while back because I'd have customers that say, hey, I thought it was supposed to, my controller's paused, but I don't know when it's going to start irrigating again. And this is a feature that was added, a couple years ago, Ben? 3 years ago, when they added this where it shows the actual time it does resume. And great information, especially when you have that user rain pause or actually any rain pause, except for a rain sensor initiated pause will not tell you when it will resume.
Right. That time that you see, can you tell me how that time is determined?
That time is determined when the next start time on the controller is
program A start time, isn't it?
Next program A start time.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yep. So it will be different and you can customize it. But at the beginning of irrigation is when the WeatherTrack user and climate center rain pauses tick down.
Yeah.
Hey, random bonus question here. Where would you find the number of days that it's on rain pause? Given all your options you have, not necessarily in mobile, but where would you find that?
Yeah, on weathertrack.net.
On weathertrack.net on the manage
page. Or actually on the controller page off to the right-hand side, it should say how many days.
Yep, that's right too.
On both of those. Yep. But since we are on the WeatherTrack mobile race, this is what we're looking for. And I appreciate your perspective, Joe Jackson. Good job. All right. So this is when the stakes get high because we are on to question 2 and it could all end right here. Scott Smallen, no pressure. Okay. So we're going to go into share my screen. Stop sharing this. Oh.
Minimize. There we go.
Minimize.
There we
All
go.
right. Now we are back. I can figure out this technology. Hooked on Phonics works for me. Okay, so round 2, WeatherTrack race number 2. The answer and the question come up at the same time. As soon as you see it, the race is on. And please find me the site called Alligator Park, the controller called Alligator Park, with 9101328 as the serial number. Please tell me on WeatherTrack Mobile, what is the start time for program A?
Scott got it first.
All right.
Scott.
12 a.m. 12
a.m. It is.
12 a.m. It is.
All right.
Keeping it tight.
Keeping it tight. Wait, I got to go back to this. I got to have Scott walk me through it.
If I can remember how I got there now.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'll never be able to do it again. So yeah, going to Alligator Park.
Okay.
Clicking on the right-hand side, then clicking on the right to select that controller.
Oh, select this controller and go to stations.
And then I went to program.
Haha, that is not what I had in mind.
And then I hit program A, and then I got the start time that way.
Yeah, which you can do it that way.
That is the old school way to do it. Absolutely.
That is.
Before the update, that
was
the way to do
The
it.
faster way to do it too.
Joe, tell me the faster way.
Is
No,
it
that is the
faster?
faster
Is it
way.
faster?
That is faster because I would have gone into settings on Alligator Park, clicked on that, off to the program on the right-hand side, scroll all the way down, click on program A, and got the start time from there. So you're 2 clicks faster doing it that way.
That was.
Absolutely. But the added advantage of Joe's way is that we can edit it from the field, right? We can go in here, and as we're walking the site, if we need to change the start times or water days, that all lives on the app right here. So, all right. I love it. It's tied. We are on to the final tiebreaker question of the WeatherTrack race. Get this all back together so we can have a professional presentation. You already saw race 2. We are on to race 3. Ready, set, go. Please find me the Mountain Peak HOA. The controller name is Pro3 Demo. And in Denver, Colorado, what is today's predicted low temperature? You can't hold up your answer card and be scrolling on mobile.
He actually has the answer, though.
Oh, he does.
I have the answer.
So, Joe, what was the answer?
38 degrees.
38 degrees? Is that what it is, Ben?
That is what it is, 38 degrees. Let me have Joe show you what he's doing there. Oh, I stopped sharing the wrong thing.
And Ben, to be honest, I don't know that I never thought I would actually use that information.
See, I use it to help understand what the predicted weather is as a water manager, right? You can see if it's supposed to be raining. And you can proactively pause. Remember that WeatherTrack is always reported weather, not predicted weather. So if you see rain in the forecast as a water manager, you can save more gallons by choosing to using that weather forecast and then using that rain pause to save more gallons.
So
Joe, can you show me where to find it?
This is from the site page. You just click on the name. So scroll down to Mountain Peak HOA and actually click on the site to go into it. So back and go to Mountain Peak.
Oh, I went to Meadowview. You're right.
And then on here, it has great information. None of it is interactive at this point, but to Ben's point, it does give you the predicted highs and lows.
Right.
So if you want to actively manage rain pause or something like that, it would give you the projection, and it's also going to give you highs and lows. I know that I do have some customers that I say that I don't use this a lot, but I do have some customers that'll predict rain freeze events, and they will use this to help with the freeze event prediction.
This is what we're looking at, right?
Yeah,
on this site, we have low temperatures in the 30s. So you can use this predicted weather to stop from rain events or freeze events.
Yeah, and the freeze events, you don't want ice, sidewalk icing over or anything like that. So it does. It's funny. It says right predicted low of 38, and it's currently 31. So that's awesome.
It's right on mark. That weather predicting is exactly why we don't predict weather, right?
That's right.
That's why ET Everywhere only reports weather. Predicting weather is
measured.
Part science, part art, part voodoo. I'm not sure what. All right, Joe, good answer. Thank you for walking us through that. Scott Smallen. That means that Joe has tallied 2 questions on the weather track race, and we are gonna name him the winner. But we want to take time to appreciate you and appreciate all of WaterSavers, our neighbors in Northern California, with many, many weather track years of experience. Is there anybody you want to say hi to before we call it quits?
Yeah, but thanks to the WaterSavers team. We've got a really good team at all of our stores and appreciate their support. And thank you to HydroPoint, to Ben and Brady for putting this together. When I first heard about it, I was like, I don't know, but it's been a lot of fun. And
Good.
It's been a chance to see everybody and to hear their stories too. So I've really enjoyed it. And my objective was just to make Joe sweat a little bit there that last round. I think I saw a 1 bead there, a sweat when he was, but that was a lot of fun. And thanks to everybody.
I love it. You just got a shout out from last week's champion, Chad Sutton, who says, good showing, Scott, and congratulations, Joe. So Scott, thank you for joining us, but you have been dropped. Joe, that means you're the champion. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Good job. You survived the gauntlet. Like, that was some serious challenge right there. Any of those guys
awesome.
could have won this. So
That was.
congratulations. Is there anyone you want to give shout outs to before we try and wrap this party up?
The distributors that competed with us, those that are not here as well. I think that's what helps make HydroPoint successful, is the members of their team, and the distribution partners that HydroPoint have are top notch. And so just want to do a shout out to them, and just really it's a big family, and I really appreciate the interactions we have and the opportunity we have to work together. And it's fun. Like Scott said, it's a lot of fun, a lot of good relationships.
Yeah, and I would build onto that just saying we treasure our partnerships, right? Not just the partnerships that we have with you, but all the distributors here today and everybody who comes to those. So thank you so much. As a winner of the championship, let me share again. Gotta share. As the winner of the championship, I will have coming to you, my friend, a customized, designed by Ben Coffey, water management champion hoodie. Now, what you see here is not the exact model, because I have my artist actually making it pretty instead of the Ben Coffey design, but it will look something like this, and you will be able to tell everyone you are a water management champion. All right. Brady, I'm getting fired up about next week.
It's another good one, I'll tell you.
Except it's not next week. Next week is Thanksgiving.
You're right.
We're going to take the week off and enjoy the time with our families. And hopefully you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will be back on December 1st. So 2 Wednesdays from now, where we will host an entire team of Smart Water Wednesday guest hosts from Brightview. All these guys have joined me on the show. One of them from my own backyard. The only Colorado representative in the tournament is Mike Kompinski. So I'm getting fired up to have those guys. Brady, anything you want to say before we close?
I'll add one more final joke here. Why didn't the melons get married?
Joe, do you know why the melons didn't get married?
I don't know. You're not supposed to cross-pollinate, so I'm not sure what the real answer is.
Because they can't elope.
Oh, even better.
They can't elope.
This is Roberto.
Roberto.
And with that, Brady, we will see you next week. Joe Jackson, I'm going to hand it over to you for our final thoughts.
You bet. Just want to take a minute. Been a very interesting last year and a half, coming up on 2 years now. A lot of things that we're dealing with. And I just want to say how refreshing it is, again, to have great distributor partners, great products to work with, to help solve problems. And, you know, drought doesn't care what supply chain looks like. And HydroPoint's done a great job this year of making sure that we have the product that we need when we need it. So just thank you for that partnership.
That's awesome. Thank you for your partnership, both Joe Jackson and all of the guys and the team from Sprinkler Supply. You're amazing to work with. Thank you so much. And we will see you on December 1st.